This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good morning. What's up, everybody? It's another episode of the Philly Sports Guys Show, and we are broadcasting today live on all social media. But as of next week, you are only going to be able to find us on the Northeast Streaming Sports Roku channel. So today, although you see me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, next week, you are only going to be able to find us on Roku TV. So download the Northeast Streaming Sports Network on the Roku channels, and you will be able to get this show along with many other shows from across the country and across the world. We are your personal sports broadcasting company, so we want you to be able to become part of the team. Anyways, it's a beautiful day here in lovely Cape May. I took a great time to actually go on vacation because Philly sports is a little bit, actually the Phillies have been away. There hasn't been a lot going on. There's only been a little talk of the Eagles. The Sixers have had a little bit of talk going on because of everything that's happening with the Nets and Kyrie Irving and, everything that's happening up there with all the mess that's up there and who we're going to be able to get. Obviously, we did get we traded our 23rd pick for Anthony Milton. And, like I said, that hopefully that'll play out a little bit. He's got some scoring power, and we'll be able to see what happens once that team comes. But actually, we do have a team that's going up in the championship this week. This Sunday, we have the Philadelphia Stars going up against the Birmingham Stallions. Now, the USFL, I don't know how many people actually watched some of the football games this year. That I tell you, it was not necessarily the best football to watch, both on the referee side and on the competition side. But it was good to watch some football at all. Obviously these guys are not, they aren't professionals in the, NFL sense. This isn't the best of the best, but there is some, they do have some talent, and you are going to start to see some guys go from the USFL to the NFL. You are going to start seeing guys get signed that way. So it's one of those things where I think it's a great thing to have happen. I know that the XFL is probably also going to come back as well, but as of right now, we do have the USFL, and they are having their championship game in Canton, Ohio at the Hall of Fame this Sunday against the Birmingham Stallions. And I tell you, when I think about, the USFL, I think about how a championship isn't a championship in the USFL unless Philly is there. And I know that this team has not played one game in Philadelphia yet. They played all their games in Birmingham, Alabama. But if you're going to put Philadelphia's name on a team, Philly's got to go out there to support, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be bringing out a group of people who want to come with me, and we're going to go to Canton, Ohio, to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and let's watch the USFL championship game. I don't know if they're calling it anything different than the championship game. I don't know that they have it. It's not going to be like the American Bowl or whatever they want to say it. It's because it can't be the Super Bowl, that, so they're not allowed to use those words, but we'll be able to figure that out from there. And so if anybody wants to come, please get in contact with me. The easiest place is either Instagram or on Facebook Messenger. You could email me at the phillysportsguy1@gmail.com, and I'll be able to get your responses. Anybody who's interested in going at all, it would be definitely fun to make sure that happens. One USFL championship ticket is $20. It's only $20. So gas is going to be the most expensive thing. If we get like 6 people, we could probably get there for a couple of rooms, for rooms per night. So Saturday and Sunday, come back home on Monday on the 4th, where there should not be a lot of traffic, should be about $500 a person, which is pretty inexpensive. You could maybe get it a little bit cheaper if you have a Hyundai Sonata or one of those Honda Civics that get like 1,000 miles to the gallon. You might be able to get there a lot cheaper and get a room. Rooms are pretty inexpensive out in Canton, Ohio, and I can't imagine that everybody in the country is converging on the Hall of Fame this week. So, yeah, Phil, that's kind of what I'm talking about. We're talking about possibly going out there. So if anybody does want to come out to the USFL championship with me, definitely get in contact with me, and we can definitely work that out, and we'll figure out a pickup point and go there for a couple days and watch this championship. It's rare that you get to see a championship game like this. This is one of those times. Who knows how long this is going to last, and how long that the USFL will last as a enterprise. So I would love to get a little bit, just a couple of people out there. And that if we're out there and you're out there with the Philly Sports Guy, we're going to get the TV time. We're going to be there. We're going to be able to see what's going on. There are some Philadelphia Stars fans that are coming out from Oregon. They're going to Canton, Ohio to go watch this championship game, because Philadelphia travels to every team game that they can. That's the big deal about Philly. Philly is always doing our thing. So listen, and talking about travel, as we're talking about travel, this is one of the things that I'm going through, is we're talking about all the places that we're going to this year. And of course, Philly Sports Trips is going to every NFL game, including the Dallas game on Christmas Eve. So if you do not have any family, and I know that that's really hard to do and stuff like that, but if you have any family, if you're like, not to say estranged, but you don't have any kids or anything like that, and you want to go to a game, the Eagles versus Dallas is a great game to go to on Christmas Eve. They have flights back on Christmas Day, so you should be able to get back and forth pretty quickly. It is a little bit of an expensive flight, but definitely it's one of those things. Yes, Gabe, we are going to definitely. So all the tickets, every ticket is general admission tickets for the USFL. So anybody who gets there is going to be able to get front row seats. That's going to be the best part about this. These players are a lot different than NFL players. They will come up, they will converse with you, they will talk with you. It's a lot more open than it is. And now, obviously, this is a championship game. You don't want to take them away from what they are doing specifically, but it's one of those things where you're going to be able to get more action from these guys than you will anything else. Phil, unfortunately, I will not be going to the game tonight. I am still on vacation with my family down in Cape May, New Jersey. You will see me at the game on Thursday. Thursday is when we are going to put together, get back in the swing of things. And I got some things happening with the Phillies that I'm going to let everybody know about here shortly. It's going to be attached to this program. So if you are on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook channel, you want to you want to download the Roku Northeast Streaming Sports Network. You either want to be able to get this on YouTube and sign up to us on YouTube, or get us on Roku, because you are not going to be able to see this program on any of my social media at all. You are only going to be able to get this through the Northeast Streaming Sports Network, Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 9:30. And we're going to have some special things happening, on this program. So like I said, they give me a half hour every morning. I'm going to be able to take advantage of that half hour. It's a great time. I love coming on. I'm up in the morning early. I'm all dressed up and shiny. Got my hair brushed back and everything. No hat today. I'm looking all time, dapper, and talking about Philly sports. And it was easy today because there wasn't anything going on, obviously. And Cape May is very beautiful around here. I'm on the bay side, so I hear the ferry horn going off every few minutes. And then of course the beach is only the bay is literally a block away from me. I have younger children, so they could walk out like 10 miles and I could still see them, and they're still only up to their knees, which is great for the little kids. But it is a great spot to be here. It's a little quiet. If you want something that's a little bit louder, Wildwood or Ocean City, those are probably better places for you. For me, when I like to get away, I want to get away, and I want it to be peace and quiet. So we're doing our thing here. Anyways, so it's just to give everybody a heads up. So, like I said, the Phillies are playing. They open up with the Braves, a 3-game series with the Braves this week. And we start off with Charlie Morton going up against us, the ex-Philly Charlie Morton going up against Zach Wheeler, who was the bearer of a bad beat last time. I think he pitched really well. They just did not they didn't use the bats well enough to be able to help him out. So, but he's going to lead us off here. Ranger Suarez goes tomorrow, and then Nola goes on Wednesday or Thursday, the getaway game. And then, of course, we end the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the St. Louis Cardinals. So it's going to be an interesting week this week. I'd love to see the Phillies be able to come home after going 7-4 on the road and win 2 out of 3, win both of these series. That's what they have to continue to do. They have to continue to win series. It's going to be more interesting now that they found out Harper's got to have surgery, so he's going to be out for a certain amount of time. It's my thought that if he's going to have surgery on his hand, he might as well have the Tommy John surgery as well, and get them both rehabbing at the same time. I do not know if they're going to do that. I know they got that platelet-rich, plasma infusion. We'll see if that really has been doing the trick there. But I tell you, if you're going to go under the knife, might as well get it all taken care of and come back fresh next year. If this team makes it to the playoffs, it's going to have to make it on the merit. The team is going to have to really rally behind a couple of players. I have been saying, I was not as big a fan of the Schwarber signing originally. I thought that Schwarber was a 240 career hitter who liked to hit some home runs. He has really proved me wrong a little bit in terms of the fact that he has been hitting home runs already. So, he's already up to 18, 19 home runs. My expectation is that he's going to hit somewhere close to 40. And if you're hitting close to 40 home runs, you could bat 250 or 240. I don't care about that. That's a different scenario. Yeah, he is getting some walks. He is getting some movement on the base paths. So he's able to do what he's doing. However, now that Harper is gone, my expectation is that they're going to have to move him down in the order. And is he going to have that same type of production in the number 3 spot as he did in the leadoff spot? We're going to find out today exactly what Thompson wants to do with the lineup. Like I said, I believe that with Harper getting hurt, he was kind of hand-tied that first day. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with this week to see what's going on. Who is pitching tonight? Tonight it is Charlie Morton, the ex-Philly. Charlie Morton pitching for the Braves. He's got a 4.30 pitching average. Going up against Wheeler, who's got a 3.1. So right now, the Phillies are a minus 120 favorite for today's game. So I slight favorite. I think that Charlie Morton just doesn't have it anymore. I think the Phillies can win this game handily. They just got to score some runs, and Wheeler's got to go into the seventh inning. If Wheeler can get into the seventh inning, he had the shortest outing of his career, I think, last time, where it was 2.5. So maybe that's instead of I thought he pitched well. He did not pitch well. That was Nola who pitched really well. Got the 1-0 loss against his brother, who get the RBI on that one. But yeah, Wheeler had a bad outing. He likes to bounce back pretty quickly after those things. So it'll be interesting to see how well he pitches and if the Phillies can stay on their winning ways and start this series off with a win, because it'll be important to move forward with. Real quickly, I got to go to my station breaks. So we'll be back in 3 minutes right after these commercial messages from Philly Sports Trips and all of our other sponsors.
The Hometown Foundation is excited to bring back the Dream Ride experience, August 26th to the 28th at Connecticut's Farmington Polo Club. Join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our Dream Riders while enjoying live music, a car and motorcycle show, family fun zone, pet adoptions, canine demonstrations, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, and much, much more. Get your tickets today.
To myself, what a wonderful world.
Wait, no, you gotta get me at the random. I'm not prepared.
What a wonderful world. What a wonderful.
I mean, you can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, from Brooklyn. Hey, isn't he?
And we are back. And just so that you know, with Philly Sports Trips, we are bringing 1,000 people to Washington, D.C. to go take over that stadium. We know that we take over that stadium every time we go down there, but we get to see Washington very early in the season. Week 3, we get to go and visit our old buddy, Carson Wentz. And who wants to come with me? We have different packages. We got transportation, tailgate, tickets to the game, all under $400. All under $400. You can't even get a ticket to the home game, for that price. And you're going down to DC. We got lower bowl seats. And for a couple extra dollars, you could get the Philly Sports Guy experience, where you get to go and sit with me and get to deal with everything that the Philly Sports Guy says. Enjoy a game through the Philly Sports Guy's eyes. I'll get you painted up if you want. You don't have to. You could get there. You get to sit with me. We get front row seats. We get to do our thing. Who knows? We might even wind up on TV. You know, they always like to put the handsome ones on TV, and that's why I'm always there. So definitely phillysportstrips.com. If you go to phillysportstrips.com/TPSG, they even give you a small little discount. So every little bit helps, especially with money. Gas money is so expensive right now. I mean, I've got a diesel truck. It costs me over a couple $100 to fill up my tanks, and I got 2 tanks. Both of those tanks are like 30-gallon tanks, so it's pretty expensive. So always, definitely, anytime you can save a little bit of money, do so. So, and you can go with Philly Sports Trips. Vince and his family, fantastic group of people. They really take care of people. They really know how to do it. I've been traveling with them for a couple of years now, and they really are fantastic. Also, just to let everybody know, they are going to Pittsburgh. We are going to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to watch the Phillies take on the Pirates. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to Pittsburgh, but there is it's actually a pretty good town. I know that Pittsburgh Penguins fans are not my favorite people in the world. Steelers fans are whatever. But the Pirates, it's a gorgeous stadium out there. The Pirates have stunk out loud for a long time, so I expect the Phillies to go in there and win a few games. And it should be a lot of fun. Like I said, Pittsburgh has got a couple of nice spots downtown and on the south side. There's a whole bunch of bars, so it's definitely has a Philly swale to it. Other than the fact that they are always, they've got envy of Philly. They have envy of Philly. They have more championships than us, but they are still envious of Philadelphia. So anyways, definitely go to phillysportstrips.com/TPSG. You go right to my code, and they will be able to give you a discount on any one of those trips that you have. So definitely sign up with them. Let's go talk about, I'm wearing, you can't really tell, it looks like an orange shirt here. It's actually a little bit more salmon colored, but because it looks orange on the screen, I want to talk a little bit about the Philadelphia Flyers. I am wondering, the new season is about to start here very soon, and that means free agency is about to start. And I am unsure on how I feel about Fletcher holding on the reins of this team. I know that they have, they have him giving him help. It's like they always like Briere is helping him out, and he's got talk from above. But I was never a Fletcher fan to begin with. If you saw what he did to the Wild was not very good when he was there. He left the Wild, and then they actually became a contender. So I am in firm belief that the Flyers themselves are not necessarily the best franchise to work around in terms of the way that they are handling their executives. I don't know that it makes a difference anymore about the product they put on the ice because of the executives that they've got running the ship. I am not a fan of how they run their organization. And it's unfortunately, this is Comcast that's running it. So Comcast owns this team. And, when Ed Snyder was here, Ed was face first. He was upfront and personal. He wanted to let you know exactly that he cared about this team. And the one thing I could say about Ed, even though he made some wrong moves, he wanted to win in the worst way. He would not have accepted this 50-year, it's going on 50 years. 50 years. It's time. It's time for a change. It's time for a change. And we need to go outside of this organization. It's time for us to bring in some fresh blood. Obviously, Dave Scott is the president of this team, and you don't even know who he is. You never see him. We have Fletcher, who's calling the shots, and really above him, you have Holmgren. Holmgren is the reason why this franchise is depleted as it is. The bad contracts that come over and over and over again. The wrong style of hockey anymore. Hockey has changed. If you've watched any bit of the playoffs, and I tell you, I'm not a Rangers fan. Not a Rangers fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I was enjoying watching the type of hockey that they were playing. And that bothered me. That bothers me to no end, because They are doing the things that you want to see a hockey team do, and these are things that our hockey team has not done for a long time. We made a run. And we lost to the Islanders a couple of years back when we were in the bubble. And I thought that was maybe a stepping stone for us to be able to go move forward. They did not move forward from that, and it has just been very, very, very frustrating to watch this for all Flyers fans. All Flyers fans. First off, the NHL is a better product when the Flyers are doing well. The Flyers need somebody, the NHL needs somebody to beat up on, and they love beating up on the Flyers. They love doing that. And when I say beat up on, they want to have somebody who plays a little gritty and such like that. The problem is that they aren't very gritty anymore. This team is not. They aren't going to lay themselves out to stop a puck. They're not blocking shots the way they used to. They're not doing the things on defense that they need to, and it's become a big issue moving forward. So, Phil, I did mention that a little earlier. I just to segue away from the Flyers because I'm trying to have a good move. I am on vacation, so I want to make sure that I'm happy mood here. But thoughts on Kyrie staying with the Nets? He ain't staying with the Nets. He just signed his contract because it's $36 million. That's why he signed that tender. He's going to stay there for the money, but they're trying to get him out of there as quickly as possible. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are some moves that happen. I believe that he will wind up. I think a dark horse in this. A dark horse are the Celtics. I think the Celtics may want to try to get him back. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I know that the Lakers are talking about it, but the Lakers don't have that type of money. And why would you bring in another old fogey? They need some youth. So if that GM or that ownership team wants to bring him in, good for them. But truth of the matter is that I think that that's a mistake on the Lakers side. I think the Lakers are already got to figure out what to do with themselves because they're in such a bad shape right now, and they're not getting any better. They are not getting any better. LeBron may end his, career with a really poor team, and that's all of his doing. So, but I don't expect Kyrie Irving to stay with the Nets. And I'm interested to see how Kevin Durant wants to come. So I know that Kevin Durant has some ties to Philadelphia. He is a minority owner in the Philadelphia Union. Dupe. Anyways, so there we go. As we're talking about, yes, they did win. Do they win the MLS? It's interesting. I will. And I don't have a lot of time, so maybe we'll talk about that more tomorrow. We'll bring that up again tomorrow, Phil, and I can talk about the Union a little bit on Wednesday, just specifically because today's Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. I'm forgetting my days already. Yeah, today is definitely Tuesday. See what happens when you're on vacation? You just lose track of time. I'm all right with that. I get to spend some time with the kids. I don't get as much time with them. So this is actually a beautiful time for me. Family is most important. We love talking about our sports. We love doing those things. But to get to spend time with the family is also something that's absolutely necessary, and make sure that you get to spend time with your loved ones. Hug them. Tell them you love them, because every moment is a blessed moment when you're above the grass. So anyways, I know that we only have a half-hour show here most of the time, and our half hour is just about up. Yes, I do. I do have children. I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. So, and they're getting up there now. It's 13 and 12, soon to be 14 here soon. So, they're getting older. The girl's younger, so I won't have to start cleaning out the big machinery before any boyfriends come over just yet. So, but I'm working on that. Anyways, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging with me. We're going to have one more day of this tomorrow. We are going to be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Roku TV. But tomorrow is the last day you're going to be able to see me on this channel. You have to download our Roku channel. on Roku TV, the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. So please do that so that you can watch me next week. And as always, let's go Philly. Yeah.